differentiation rule. This is a short way of finding the first derivative instead of using the first principles. So the differentiation rule is like a shortcut. So let's have a general form of our function, then we see how the differentiation rule works. Let's have f of x is equal to a x power n. So if we differentiate it, our first derivative will be equal to, so what we do, you drop this power, this exponent, it drops down and multiplies this coefficient of x, then you subtract 1. So we have n multiplied by a x power n minus 1. That's our differentiation rule. So let's have an example. f of x is equal to x squared. So to find your first derivative, you drop these two. It comes to x power 2 minus 1. So this becomes 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So our answer, our first derivative is 2x. So we have many ways of representing the first derivative. It depends whether you are given the question in function form or in graphical form. So the first derivative in function form is first f prime of x. But in graphical form, you find dy over dx. So let's say we're given y is equal to x squared. In this case, we can't find f prime of x. As you can see, we're not given it in function form. So we need to find dy dx. So dy dx is equal to 2x power 2 minus 1. Differentiation rule is still the same. And we get 2x. There is another example. Y is equal to 2x squared minus 3x plus 10. So we need to find the first derivative, which is dy dx. So in this case, dy dx is equal to, another thing is that dy dx, what it means is we are differentiating y with respect to x. So our first derivative there is going to be 2 multiplied by 2, we get 4. X power 2 minus 1, it's a 1, minus, this was in power 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, so x power 0 is 1. So you have 4x minus 3. Then this one is a constant term. It's not given in terms of x. So differentiation of a constant is equal to 0. So our answer is there. Alright, let me clarify on the issue of that constant, why it is 0. This is 10. It's the same as 10x power 0. So what is going to happen when you differentiate? You drop this 0. So 0 multiplied by 10, x power 0 minus 1. But once you multiply anything with a 0, everything becomes a 0. That's why differentiation of a constant is 0. Dx, open bracket, x squared plus half x. This one is another way of representing first derivative. So you have to differentiate it like this. So you just go straight inside your brackets, then you differentiate x squared, we get 2, we drop these 2, so it becomes 2x. Plus, differentiate this one, it becomes half. So that will be your answer. Dx, root x plus cube root of x minus x power 5. We need to differentiate that. But the first thing, we can't differentiate those square roots or cube roots if it is like that. So we need to simplify that first. You must know what does square root represent in exponential form. Also, cube root represents in exponential form. That's the first thing. So you must keep your dx because you didn't differentiate, you are still simplifying our expression. So square root in exponential form, it represents power half. So this is x power half plus cube root is x power 1/3 minus x power 5. Now we are differentiating. So our first derivative, you drop the half, then x power, this one, you subtract 1, half minus 1 is negative half, plus a third, x power 1/3 minus 1, you get negative 2/3, minus, you drop that 5, x power 5 minus 1 is a 4. This is your first derivative, but you can't leave your answer with negative exponents. What we have to do is to simplify those negative exponents as well. So, by laws of exponents, to make it positive, you take it down. So, this will be simplified as half x power half. Now it's positive, plus 1/3 x power 2/3 minus 5x power 4. That's how we differentiate expressions with square roots, cube roots. Also, you can take this one back to a square root because it's x power half. So you can take it back to square root of x. Then this one, you can take it back to cube root like this. This becomes 1 over 2 root to x plus 1 over 3. This one, it becomes cube root. Then you have a square there. This one you square it like that. Then minus 5x power 4. That's how you can represent it.